It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, basketball fans. I'm Ernie Johnson, welcoming you to 2K Sports. I'm here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. Tonight, we'll be watching the Houston Rockets playing against the New Orleans Pelicans. Well, for New Orleans, the game tonight marks their second of 4 meetings they will play this season, and they come into this one feeling pretty good after winning the last time they met. Well, Carmelo Anthony, an offensive force now for so many years in this league, not scoring maybe quite as much as he used to, but he still draws a lot of attention from the D.
Still gets those double teams. I would imagine that he's probably never played an NBA basketball game without being double teamed at some point. That would be
It's a great point.
Unique feeling. Shaq, I don't know anyone like that who's been doubled every game.
Me either. The attention he gets opens up things for his team. He just needs to get the ball to the right place.
Shaq, I've never heard anybody get doubled. Have you?
Me either.
Okay.
Because I got tripled.
Okay, there it is.
That does it for us. Thanks for tuning in. See you later.
We're coming at you from beautiful New Orleans, Louisiana, as the Pelicans prepare to take the court. Alongside Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, I'm Kevin Harlan, the fourth member of our crew. From the sideline, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. The road trip for the Rockets ends here as they leave for Houston right after the game. And we've got time for a quick pregame report. With that being said, let's head to the sideline and our Hall of Famer David Aldridge. D.A.?
Well, guys, James Harden is a great offensive player, but there's no mistaking it. He does dominate the ball. Now, that can bother teammates sometimes, but Coach Mike D'Antoni says when they feel that paycheck every 2 weeks, that should make them play hard. You have to be a star in your role. So when James gets the ball to you, shoot it, and then run back and play hard as heck. Kevin?
Thanks. He's a great passer, David. There's no doubt he can set the table. And the NBA season can be a long one, Chris. How important were team functions and team events during the season as a way to relieve some of the stress of the season?
Oh, man, if you're on a good team and a good team in the locker room, then you really don't even have to have team functions because you're going out, hanging out after every practice, going to play golf on warm days.
It's just natural, right?
Yeah, it's just natural. You're eating with guys, hanging out with guys, and so it is everything because really these are the guys that you're playing for, and the better chemistry, the better the team, I've always believed. And so team functions, hanging out with the guys, always important.
All right, ready to go? Ready to go?
Tip-off goes to New Orleans. Here's the starting group for Houston. The two pillars of this team, Chris Paul and Harden, are the 1 and the 2. Anderson is down low with Capella. And it's Anthony in at the small forward. Anderson's shot is off. Outside, Davis. And it's Davis with the jam.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he? Paul kicks to Anthony. On the wing, Harden. Over Holiday. No good that time. Now New Orleans will take it the other way. Defeated by the Hornets in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
You know, a poor shooting night. I just got the sense they didn't work hard enough to get good looks.
Or selfishness. I mean, this is what happens when you don't make the extra pass. Your field goal percentage can go south.
And just about a minute into the first quarter. Paul with the ball. Now Payton defending. Paul kicks to Harden. And Clint Capella is going to pick up a foul. That's his first foul.
Oh, that's just a bad foul there. The refs are going to be all over that one.
Here's Payton. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Mirotic, the screen, and the foul on Carmelo Anthony. That's his first foul. First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Holiday gets the bucket.
And setting the tone early with a strong move to the rack.
Well, you like to see a little more physical nature on defense. You have to make him earn those points at the stripe.
Anderson the screen. Lob pass to Capella. Mirotic grabs the miss.
A highlight reel play all the way, just can't connect.
Well, a good attempt to try to finish that alley-oop still should have went for something better than that, though.
Now here's Anthony. Following the miss by Nikola Mirotic. Screen by Capella. Paul dishes to Capella. Davis with some nice D.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over him.
Mirotic passes to Holiday. Fires the three. He can't hit that time. Rockets have gone just 1 for 5 from the field to start the quarter. And Anthony with the basket on the assist from Capella. Anthony's got his first bucket in this one.
And Anthony, really one of the most confident jump shooters, an elite level scorer who gets plenty of opportunities.
Now here's Randall. He's coming off a 16-point game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
Wow. Wasted possession. Thanks to what should have been a simple pass.
For Houston, they've gone 2 of 6 from the field. Paul with the ball. Now Payton defending. Kicks to Harden. A 3-ball. And the rebound goes to the Pelicans.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Randall. And Randall throws it down.
One of the young power forwards, Randall, one of the best off the dribble drive.
Rockets trail by 4. Now here's Paul. Last game he had 10 points. Pass to Harden. Over Holiday. And the basket by Harden. Harden's got his second basket.
Oh, and Harden is just unreal at hitting these contested looks. The D has to be frustrated when he knocks him down.
Payton kicks to Mirotic. Picked by Randall. And the pass to Davis. Score it. His third straight basket in 3 tries.
Nice way to start the evening. His numbers getting called, and for good reason.
Well, yeah, he's a guy who can carry you for stretches, long stretches in this game. You want to get him involved early and often.
Harden's shot is off.
Wow, he just does everything right there except hit the layup. Now, and we know that the Rockets are a team that invests heavily into using analytics. I mean, have they been on the forefront of data-driven basketball decisions for some time?
And there's the whistle on the shot. Took the foul, shot misses. He'll be shooting 2. And Houston gets called for the foul. And Chris, talking about the Rockets and their analytic approach, the term Maury ball after their GM is thrown around with their approach, but hard to argue with the run of fortune they've had.
Less mid-range shots, everything at the basket or a 3. I mean, it's easy to see that reflected in their play style.
And he makes the first. Greg, from his one-and-done season at Kentucky, leading college basketball in block shots. We knew Anthony Davis could dominate defensively, but did you have any idea he'd be this good offensively?
None. I mean, with his length and athleticism, you knew he'd have an impact as a finisher. But the way his shooting has developed, it has been remarkable. Now, granted, this was a guy that at one point was recruited to play point guard coming out of high school, but he's playing more like a shooting guard with his skill set.
Now here's Anderson. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Shoots from the baseline, and that's good for 2.
That's his mindset. Attack, attack, attack whenever possible.
Holiday with it. He's certainly been a consistent piece of their offense, averaging about 14.5 points a game. Payton attacking over Paul. And again, no good by New Orleans. Rockets trail by 4. With the shot. A quick shot there, and it's off target.
A big mistake by the D, and they got away with it.
Harden against Holiday. He feeds it to Davis. Back to Holiday. New Orleans moving the ball around. Picked by Randall. Beyond the arc. Here's Davis, and the layup's good off the glass. Davis has got 10.
Just so resourceful as a player. Davis gets the job done inside in all sorts of ways, and that's one of them right there, crashing the offensive glass, getting that second chance bucket.
Now here's Anthony. 17 points for him last game against the Mavericks in Dallas.
Now, don't forget his rebounding work, too. They couldn't contain him on the glass.
Stolen by Harden. Pass to Paul. It's good. The assist that time from Harden.
And Harden is more than just a scorer. He's also got some sensational handles and passing instincts. Loves connecting with his teammates.
Now here is Holiday. That shot is no good, and he's 1 for 3 from the floor. Dishes to Anderson. Back to Paul. Six on the shot clock. And no good that time. Payton with some nice D. Over Paul. And Payton gets it to go on the assist by Holiday. For the Houston Rockets, they come into tonight following a loss to the Mavericks in Dallas.
And that was a stinker. I mean, that's one of those games where you really can't find anything that they did well. The game just got out of hand and really just a shaky performance across the board.
And they tried to adjust, but every play they ran got countered by a better one.
And the basket by Payton.
And their offense already in a flow. Some stellar shooting to jump out to this lead.
Timeout called the Rockets. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated. And Julius Randle, that 7th pick back in the 14 draft out of Kentucky, was a 5-star recruit out of high school and was able to help get the Wildcats to the championship round. So this is a guy who is used to the spotlight.
A platoon swap here for New Orleans. Now here's Tucker. He's averaging around 5.5 points a game.
Look at the intensity of Nene, one of the strongest guys in the game. Phenomenal at scoring the ball inside.
Moore passes to Diallo. Moore outside. Down low. Okafor kicks to Diallo. Passes it to Clark. Off target there. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. And Julius Randle with an intriguing game. A great rebounder. He's a pretty good ball handler for his size, too.
Yeah, he likes to rip it and run, and very athletic when he gets ahead of steam, and boy, he can be tough to contain.
Green against Miller. In the corner, it's Gordon. Outside, Green. Nene with the screen on Miller. And stolen by Miller. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And here we can now take a look at how the ratio was between the 3s and the 2s last season for New Orleans.
And they were focused on spreading the floor and getting good looks from three-point range. That was the key to their offense. They put in a lot of work on the perimeter.
Gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
First free throw is good. And Chris, I know you've been executive producing and hosting various TV shows. You had a great NBA career, obviously, and it seems like you continue to find success. How's that been for you?
Well, I try to take the same lessons I learned in sports. You know, when I first got to Golden State, the first man I searched out was Chris Mullin and found out all of his habits and stole all of his knowledge, and I tried to take that and move forward, and I try to do the same in other areas. I try to work with the best. I try to learn, work hard, work my way up the rookie ladder and see what happens. And so I just align myself with some really great people, some wonderful thinkers and hard workers, and hopefully it'll continue to have fun like I am doing. So it's been a great ride.
You're always learning, right? You never stop learning.
Man, come on. It's not just about a school or a class or one mentor. It's about everyday learning so that you can kind of learn and put people's knowledge with your unique sense of self and make it work. Why not learn on someone else's dime? Why go through life making mistakes when other people can kind of let you know, wait, I did this, you want to think about that, and kind of just put your own playbook together.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Miller. Both free throws good for Miller.
Man, they are just living at the line.
Rockets trail by 11. Nene, the screen. On the wing, Eric Gordon. Back to Carter Williams. Now, here's Tucker. Defense is right there.
A team's rebounding is a great measure of its energy, and theirs has been terrific here in the first quarter.
Now that we have a moment, let's take a peek at the teams that are leading the league in blocks. The Pelicans fourth.
I mean, terrific rim protection. I mean, they rotate and help on the inside as well as anybody. And, of course, you want to keep offenses on the outside shooting jump shots, and that continues to be the goal.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
Yeah, drawing fouls and making them pay at the line.
Both free throws good for Miller.
Yeah, you just have to be more disciplined. I mean, too many fouls and free throw attempts for the opponent.
Green, the screen. Outside Gordon. Takes a three. Gets the three-pointer to fall.
Boy, Gordon is crafty. He's great at finding room to shoot off the screen. The D cannot afford to lose him.
Now Moore. He's had some playing time, but no scoring yet from him. Clark for three. Here's Diallo. Miller with a wide open look. Buries the long-range jumper. And the Pelicans lead by 13.
Defensively, they've got to pick up the intensity. Hard to win surrendering this high a field goal percentage.
Tucker dishes to Carter Williams. Houston moving it around. And Green slams it in.
And when you're open, Carter Williams will find you. He knows his role well.
And the replay presented by Under Armour. Unleash chaos, giving us the chance to enjoy that alley-oop all over again. Now here's Moore. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Miller, the pass to Okafor. Back to Miller. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Green. Let's check out the Western Conference standings right now that we're here in the new year. You look at Houston. Right now they've compiled the third best record in the conference. And of course there's the Pelicans, down 5 spots from them.
And I think for New Orleans, they've had their chances to kind of separate themselves from the pack this season, but so far they haven't been able to capitalize on those opportunities.
And it's surprising because good teams usually feast on those chances to move up in the standings. They haven't appeared truly hungry to want to be a top team in this league.
A minute 42 left in the first quarter of the game. Here's Clark looking for his first basket still in this one. Okafor kicks to Diallo. Offline with his three. Rockets trail by 9. Well, you want to talk about a coach who's known for bringing offense to a team, then Mike D'Antoni is your guy. Widely regarded, Chris, as one of the best offensive coaches in the league and is the godfather, many say, of the 7 seconds or less style of play.
Yeah, you look up at how this team runs their sets and pushes the tempo. It reminds me a bit of how the old D'Antoni Suns played. Certainly whatever team D'Antoni coaches, they're going to have some entertaining and up-tempo play.
Nene at the elbow. On the wing, Gordon. Over Moore.
And they've done a nice job controlling the defensive backboard to start this game.
It's Miller on the wing, guarded by Green. Here's Clark. It's rebounded by Carter Williams. Houston's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Gordon a screen. High arcing shot. Shot clock at 5. There's the 3. Again, the miss by Gordon.
Some very slack defending, playing with fire to leave him that open beyond the arc.
Inside, Okafor. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
Yeah, you got to love it. Everything's working. Offense, defense, already a big lead.
Carter Williams kicks it to Tucker. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams.
And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
Anthony Davis firing on all cylinders for New Orleans. Scoring, rebounding. He was all over the place during that quarter. They are riding his performance right now. And we've got more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way after this break. And earlier, Chris Paul told us about the depth of their roster. So important for any team.
Our bench is amazing. It's so exciting because when our bench comes in, more often than not, if we're losing, they're going to get us the lead. And if we have the lead, they're going to increase the lead. And it's fun to watch because everybody cheers for each other, too.
When your starters feel that good about their second unit guys, that's a heck of a asset that a team can have. And if you've seen Chris Paul cheering from the bench, you know that it's very, very true.
And Kevin, that's the kind of team that's always been so much fun to play on. Everybody's really pulling for one another, no matter who's playing. Even in practice, with that kind of a team, you tend to have more fun.
And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from New Orleans?
I tell you what, that first quarter, you can see the game plan is a commitment to offensive rebounding.
Oh, yeah, this is how they squeezed out extra possessions and captured the early lead.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Taking a look at the Rockets, we've got Gordon. P.J. Tucker is out there with Gerald Green. Then there's Nene. And it's Carter Williams in at the 1 spot. That free throw good from Miller. Well, as a Michigan man, Chris, we know you're always following Big Ten action. Who are your favorite players out of the Big Ten currently playing in the NBA?
Man, I don't know if I'll be able to go home after this, but I love Mike Conley. And
You'd be in trouble. I know.
Oh, man, I love his game. I love everything about him. His father, he comes from an athletic family. I just hate the fact that he's a Buckeye. But he's one of my favorites. And, of course, you know, you got to look at a kid named Tim Hardaway Jr. and Glenn Robinson III, dunk contest winner. But those guys went to a pretty good university in the Big Ten. So
they did.
There's a lot of great talent coming out of the Big Ten.
Can I mention a couple others like Draymond Green from just down the road in Ann Arbor, who played in East Lansing? Can I talk about him?
I love Draymond. When he was growing up, watching him play in Michigan in high school, I always knew he was going to be a great talent. So, yeah, even though he wore the green and white in college, still a big fan of his, too. I think the Big Ten is definitely representing well in the NBA.
And the 3 off target. Rockets trail by 9. And the wide open shot from Green. The basket good off the assist from Carter Williams. Carter Williams has got his 4th assist in this one. Moore against Gordon. Okafor with the screen on Gordon. And Moore kicks to Okafor. Another shot. Moore dishes to Okafor. Clark for 3. Gets that one to drop. First one of the game after 4 straight misses.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make them pay.
Gordon a screen. Nene the pass to Gordon. Jacks up a 3, and another 3 for Houston.
And Gordon has always been a lethal perimeter shooter. When he gets a clean look, he doesn't hesitate pulling the trigger.
Clark kicks to Miller. And Miller throws it down hard.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the 2-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Rockets trail by 9. Now a timeout called by Houston. Last time they met in Houston.
You know, I don't like to use the word shock, but that was a shocking result for me. Nobody saw that one coming. To lose to that team was surprising enough, but to get blown out like that?
How about the word lethargic? You can see it in their body language. From the opening tip, they just didn't have it.
A platoon swap here for New Orleans.
A moment now to see the numbers for Chris Paul. He's around 14 points per game, 7 assists, and 2 rebounds. Solid numbers, the kind of production we expect. And frankly, I think he's got another level to take it to.
Yeah, think about this. He definitely has the skill set to put up even bigger numbers. It wouldn't be a surprise to see that in the coming days. Oh, the feed was perfect. The timing, the placement, everything was right on the money.
Rockets trail by 11. It's Carmelo Anthony on the wing. Another miss by Houston.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Randall no good. Houston's gone 3 of 7 tonight from 3-point territory. Anthony kicks to Paul. Screen by Capella. A shot by Harden, wide open. No good with the triple. New Orleans leading by 11. Davis sets a screen. Payton dishes to Davis. The tray. Payton's shot is off.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, guys, the Pelicans do have their challenges, but Anthony Davis remains committed to winning in New Orleans. He said, "I love it here. I don't plan on leaving. I guess I fit into that old school category where I want to try to win where I start my career. That's always been a goal of mine. My goal is to bring a championship here." Kevin?
And David, loyalty does go a long way. Davis is a perfect guy to build your team around. He wants to win. The Rockets shooting their first free throws of this game.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Free throw drops for Paul.
And despite having been in this league what seems like forever, Paul still goes to the line at a fairly high clip.
And so Paul nails both of them. And Chris, in your playing days, you had to deal with media answering questions. Now you're on the other side of that. You're asking the questions. What was your view of the media then, and has that changed at all?
My view of the media then was watch what you say, because they would take the smallest soundbite and turn it into the title of the article, and if you don't read the article, you will not see that it had anything to do with what was written. So always be cautious, and of course they're good members of the media, but you can always get got. And I still feel the same way, that you just need to be honest, respect the process, but make sure that you understand that the interviewer is doing their job, and it would be a great notch in their belt to use one of your quotes as a gotcha moment. And so I just think you just have to be careful and make sure that that you're prepared for the interview. But no, it hasn't changed, and hopefully, you know, Kev, like yourself, I could bring some levity to it and some honesty to it and have some fun, because at the end of the day, I'm a fan of all these guys. I know how hard they had to work to get to this moment. I know the ups and the downs of it. I've experienced the highs and the lows, and so I'm really just kind of going through it with them, as opposed to trying to prove any points or have a dog in any race. So no, my opinion of the media has changed. There's a lot of good people, but you got to just respect the process.
But I like what you said, Chris. You've always been honest, and that's kind of been your label. You've been very honest with your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's easier just to do that, especially when I'm passionate about something. You know, I definitely try to be honest about. Yeah, just make some stuff up. Yeah.
And Randall throws it down.
Anytime Randall gets near the rim, you better look out. It's about to be a brutal finish.
Rockets trail by 14. Timeout called, the Rockets. And Chris, Julius Randle with outstanding court vision for a power forward.
That ability to create offense for himself and his teammates is going to be a huge asset.
And when you take a look at that shot chart, the amount of misses lately, really unbelievable.
Man, this is a joke, right? I mean, there's been some glimpses of hope, but they've been few and far between.
With a break in the action, let's now bring up the 2K leaderboard and look at the league's top scorers over the past 10 games. James Harden, third.
Quite a role he's been on. I mean, a pure scoring display. Eventually, teams might find an answer for him, but that's not been the case here lately.
Great open look there. Anderson's got his first points of the game.
Now, this is what I love, how Anderson is ready to shoot even before he gets the ball. His confidence is through the roof right now.
Payton passes to Holiday. No good, shot missing. So Houston will take it the other way. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Suns. That'll be the first of two straight at home. Anthony kicks to Paul. It's Anthony with the drive. Capella dishes to Harden. And here's Anthony from the arc. There it is, his second make of the game. He's missed 5.
He's obviously hit a bit of a dry spell here, only 1 of 5 this quarter.
Here's Randall, and fouled on the shot, so the bucket counts, and a chance for one more here.
He played a very solid first quarter, and now he's taking it up a notch here in the second.
And he's got his first chance at the line here.
One shot.
Well, he was drafted 7th in 2014. Randall actually dropped because of injury concerns, but you see, he has all the talent in the world.
Now here's Paul. 8 points for him. Screen by Capella. Harden left side. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact. That one on Davis.
And watching James Harden, the amount of shots he is able to create for himself and his teammates, he just does so much from his position that is unrivaled. One of the greatest offensive threats, not only today, but really of the last decade.
And Harden was the runner-up for the MVP award in 2015, a dynamite player, and continues to excel in all aspects of the game.
Both shots good from the stripe. And for Harden, he's been in the conversation, Greg, for MVP for several years. The way he's able to just carry an offense with his creativity garners attention.
And Kevin, I think he might have won it last year if it wasn't for the amazing season put in by Russell Westbrook. Don't count Harden out, though. He's such a unique talent on offense. Maybe this will be his year to bring home that MVP award.
And here's Harden following the three-pointer by Anthony Davis. And Davis sends it back.
He's got that huge wingspan, and boy, does he use it well on the defensive end. If Davis is within shouting distance of the shooter, there's a good chance he'll get a hand on it. So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Pelicans leading by 11. Outside Holiday. New Orleans moving the ball around. Here's Payton. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
I mean, even from over here, you could see that one pretty clearly.
For New Orleans, they have shot 10 of 11 at the line. Nice work so far for them.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off. That one misses. Rockets trail by 11. Anthony kicks to Capella. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Capella's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Even with the suffocating defense, Capella keeps his composure, sinking these interior looks rather effortless.
Payton passes to Randall. And there's the feed to Holiday. Kick by Randall. Holiday dishes to Mirotic. And again, no good by New Orleans.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
Best laid plans, right? Well, I tell you right there, though, that's one they'll take every single time.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
Shot off the pick. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Chris Paul picks up that one.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
For New Orleans, they have shot 10 of 13 from the free throw line.
Shooting 2.
First one falls for him. And both free throws good for Payton. Rockets trail by 11. And here is Paul. 8 points for him. Here's Harden on the wing. Paul against Payton. Anderson a screen on Payton. Off the pick. Paul can't get it to go. New Orleans leading by 11. And Mirotic kicks to Payton. Randall passes to Payton to the right side. And Capella sends it back. And there's the foul. It'll go on Nikola Mirotic. That's his first foul. Houston a whole new 5 on the floor. Houston's gotten cold from deep in the second quarter. Just 2 of 6 from long range. Carter Williams kicks to Green. Back to Carter Williams. Over Clark. But he stays with it. Now here's Carter Williams. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim.
And when he squares up, his height makes him a tough assignment.
Yeah, even when you get a hand up, it's hard to really affect his shot.
Now here's Moore. And it's blocked by Gordon. Diallo kicks to Miller. Clock at 6. It drops for his third basket. He's missed only one shot.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Carter Williams kicks to Nene.
Gordon.
Feeds it to Gordon. High arcing shot, and it's good. 2 points. Gordon's got 10 points.
Fearlessness. Gordon using his strength to get off a good quality look inside.
Miller with a screen on Gordon. Moore dishes to Miller. Here's Clark. Carter Williams covering, and that one's good by Clark.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
You know the saying, numbers don't lie. You can see it up there on the scoreboard.
Gordon. It's rebounded by New Orleans. They host the Clippers after this game. They'll find themselves in the middle of this string of 3 straight at home. And that's out of bounds. New Orleans will retain possession.
Better to be lucky than good. That pass was just deflected and not stolen. Dodged a bullet there.
Now here's Moore. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Here's Diallo. Rebounded by Tucker.
I'm not sure if the D bothered him or if he just lost concentration on that one, but that's a layup he should convert.
And there's the contact on the jam. He gets the whistle, but not the bucket, so 2 shots coming up for him. Houston shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. That's good from Nene. And both free throws good for Nene.
And working, Kevin, themselves to the line here in the second. A nice way to get your offense going.
There's the dish to Okafor. No good there. The Rockets go the other way with it.
And 2 for 1. That's what they'd like to get right now.
Yeah, this could come down to the correct play call. But let's see what they do right here.
Here's Green. They set the pick. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Green's got 4 points in the quarter. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Okafor with a screen on Carter Williams. Clark the pass to Diallo. Moore in the corner. Pass to Diallo. Miller kicks to Clark. Okafor with a screen on Nene. Second chance shot. Okafor gets the bucket. And the Pelicans lead by 9.
He lives for these type of battles on the boards. It doesn't matter which end of the floor it is either.
And we finished 1 half of basketball. Pelicans lead by 9. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Kevin, thanks. Here with Elfrid Payton. Elfrid, great passing in the first half. How does that impact the offense when the ball's moving like we saw it?
Everybody's getting easy shots. You know, it's much easier than contested shots, and guys are knocking it down.
Well, a really good first half, Elfrid. Thank you for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime
The
Show.
first half in the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is Ken Smith. Welcome back.
Ken,
as we break down the action. After the first 2 quarters of play, it's New Orleans in control. They lead by 9 points. Shaq, how do you think New Orleans played?
Well, they're out in front tonight because of their offensive rebounding. Those second-chance buckets came into play in a big way. Those are effort points, momentum builders, salvaging points off the scrap heap. You never heard me say scrap heap before, Ernie. I don't even know what it means. It just sounded good.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about the Rockets?
Their defensive fundamentals have been atrocious. I mean, you see guys reaching instead of moving their feet. They're not getting out the shooters. They've dug themselves a hole, and the only way to get out of it is all 5 guys start defending the way they should.
And we're just about ready for the start of the third quarter. Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll see you.
Welcome back, folks. Downtown New Orleans shining brightly tonight, as you can see from this bird's eye view. Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment. We've got Nikola Mirotic. Anthony Davis is out there with Randall. Then it's Holiday, and it's Payton in at the point guard. That's Alvin Gentry's 5 as we get into the second half. Now here is Mirotic. Quiet so far offensively, searching for his first points of the game. 4 on the clock. Holiday. And the rejection by Harden. And stolen by Mirotic. Holiday gets the bucket. Holiday's got the first field goal of the second half for New Orleans.
And the best part of that sequence wasn't Holiday's steal, but his quick decision to push the ball and start the break. That's when the D's most vulnerable, and he took advantage.
You can't lay that pass in there any better.
Here's Payton after the made shot from Carmelo Anthony. Mirotic has a wide open look. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. Payton's got his 6th assist on the night.
Look at that fast release of Mirotic. Just remarkable as a big fella. As soon as the ball arrives, he's prepared to let it go.
Paul with the ball. Now Payton defending. Capella dishes to Paul. Mirotic grabs the miss.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
Oh, wonderful anticipation. He reads the play perfectly. Then with the quick reaction time.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agenda.
Here's Paul, following the basket by Julius Randle. The wide open look here for Anthony. Hits the jumper in space. Anthony's got 9.
Well, what you know about Paul, he sees everything as it develops. That time he hits the wide open man.
Capella against Davis. Holiday the pass to Payton. Mirotic the screen. 5 on the clock. Shoots from the baseline. No good from Payton. Rockets trail by 12. Harden with it. He's got 6. Anderson the screen. Harden kicks to Anderson. He dishes it to Carmelo. No good on the 3.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
Well, you could feel the clock ticking for Melo's time in New York, and this offseason, it finally ended, Greg.
Yeah, and for a team like this to add Melo to the mix, what a blessing. I mean, Melo still has a ton of offense to offer, and hard to add a player so skilled as Melo for practically nothing. He's only listed at 6'4", but Holiday plays bigger than that. That's the case on D more than anywhere else. He can guard 3 positions, and there's a lot of value in that.
Two shots.
No good on that one. So we can't get either to fall. Well, Ryan Anderson, a terrific deep threat in stretch 4.
And I remember last season when he told reporters that a heckler yelled out at him, "Hey, Ryan, you look like a math teacher." And you know, we've heard a lot of these off-the-wall heckles before, but the irony is it's oftentimes the strange ones that tend to stick with you more, and that's an example of it right there.
Well, it's nice to have an option like him every time down the court.
Rockets trail by 11. Now a timeout called by Houston.
Yeah, just hitting the reset button, a chance to kind of talk some things over.
And the chance to draw up a great play. I mean, this is a chess match at work.
And a moment now to look at the numbers for Capella. 3rd in shooting percentage, 13th in rebounding, and he provides that deterrent around the rim, ranking among the top 15 league-wide in blocks per game.
And it's a strong accomplishment, 3rd best in field goal percentage. He just refuses to take bad shots. That's why his coaches love him.
There you go. I mean, this is the time to get aggressive. I mean, they need to keep feeding him the basketball.
Payton dishes to Randall. Back to Payton. To the paint. Here's Davis. They get it back. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe. And the first one drops. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
And missing opportunities here to extend that lead at the free throw line this half.
Oh, man, I really enjoy seeing Harden connect from the interior, showing he's more than just a perimeter scorer.
Now here is Holiday. He's got 9. Davis with a screen on Harden. And Holiday kicks to Mirotic. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Mirotic has got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, that's a shot they'll be happy with on every trip, no matter who's taking it.
Payton against Paul. Deep 2 from Anthony, and misses it off the right side of the rim.
He's not the only one to blame for them being behind, but he hasn't helped their cause much.
And Randall throws it down.
Unstoppable tonight. Randall pulling out his entire bag of tricks and being very aggressive.
Harden outside. Paul kicks to Harden. There's a good screen. Lob pass to Capella. The shot, no good. Pelicans leading by 13. And Holiday, here we go. Randall passes to Mirotic. Here's Davis. Another one falls for New Orleans.
As dangerous as he is inside, Davis gives opponents nightmares when he's able to get to the mid-range. He's very reliable when he steps back and takes the jump shot.
Now here's Anderson. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. Again, the miss by Anthony.
Well, he had 1 3-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs. And after defending on the shot, he doesn't give up on the play. Follow that straight to the glass for the rebound. Now, that's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those 2 things that he possesses.
To end the run. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to go on Nikola Mirotic. And beyond his ability to shine on the basketball floor, you have to commend Carmelo Anthony's effort, Greg, to get NBA players and other athletes more involved in making the world a better place.
Yeah, I mean, there's still a lot of work to be done, but guys like Melo see what is beyond the world of basketball. He's spoken out as well as done the legwork of being active in his communities and A lot of charity work for Melo. It's just nice to see the maturation process play out.
And the first one at the line is good. Clark, he's checked in for New Orleans. And a change for the Rockets. Nene, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Both free throws good from Anthony. Now Holiday, he's got 9. Here's Clark. Here's Mirotic, banked in off the glass. Mirotic has got 8 here in the quarter.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today, ending with a basket coming off a pretty pass?
Here's Harden. The Rockets with another miss.
And as he squares up for mid-range, the defender right in his face.
Well, he did a great job of staying patient, letting the man make his move, and getting right up on the jump shot.
And here is Anthony. He's got 11. Shoots over Mirotic. Anderson. Nene dishes to Paul. Another miss. Boy, they had their chance there, but couldn't get it to go.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
He's been off target for the most part, but it hasn't held them back as a unit.
From deep, Harden. Again, the miss by Harden.
The shooting numbers just aren't there yet in the quarter.
Here's Davis. The rebound by Anderson. Anderson's got his 5th rebound in this one. Kicks it to Harden. Here's Nene. From 6 feet, he squares up and sinks it. Nene's got 8. Pelicans leading by 13. Here's Clark. He's got 5. To the left side wing. Shoots from the corner. It's good. The assist that time from Holiday. He has 7. Houston's gone into a slump here from 3-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the 3rd. Here's Harden, and the jam by Harden.
Oh, even with contact, the defense isn't enough to slow Harden. I mean, just a guy who gets it done on his drives to the rack.
Now here is Holiday. He's got 9. Mirotic's shot is off. Here's Harden on the wing. And again, the Rockets good for 2.
Oh, and Harden scores the ball in so many ways with his jumper, off the drive, dunks, floaters. I mean, from way downtown. Pick your poison.
Here's Clark. He's got 7. Picked by Randall. Clark kicks to Randall. And Holiday has it in the corner. 5 to shoot. But they get it back. Now the pass to Clark. Right side Davis. Goes back up. And he lays it up and in. And the Pelicans lead by 13.
If there's a list of the best inside scorers in the NBA, Davis has got to be right at the top. When he gets his hands on the ball down low, you might as well just count it.
And first time out of the game called for New Orleans. A big group substitution here for New Orleans. Okafor is checked in for Anthony Davis. Diallo comes in for Randall. Miller's checked in for Mirotic. And Moore subbed in for Drew Holiday. Houston with a big group substitution here. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Anderson. Green comes in for Anthony. Gordon's checked in for James Harden. And it's Carter Williams in for Paul. Here's Diallo. Taking a look at his numbers, he averages about 7 points a game. Miller, no luck. Rockets trail by 11. Carter Williams with it. All sorts of time. Okafor grabs the miss. Okafor's got his 3rd rebound on the night. Diallo the pass to Moore. New Orleans moving it around. Takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive. to the 10.
And Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
But it's surprising, Kev, to see so little urgency on the defensive side, especially with them losing this game right now.
So it's the Rockets now, following the score by New Orleans. Off the pick, hangs, and it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
That's a very close call. I'm sure he thinks it's a clean block, but looks like it was on the way down.
New Orleans leading by 11. Pick by Okafor. And Moore kicks to Diallo. Taken away by Nene. And now here comes Gordon leading the break. Puts it up from 15. It's rebounded by New Orleans. Okafor's got his 4th rebound in this one. To the middle. And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. Okafor's got 6.
And after really leaning on that three-point shot in the first half, seeming like they're just getting away from it here in the second. More of the shots coming from the interior.
The shot by Nene, no good. New Orleans has gotten the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it, 9 times they've missed. Shot by Gordon, wide open. And a great assist by Carter Williams as that one goes in. Carter Williams has got 6 assists now in the game. Clark kicks to Miller. Back to Clark. Drops in the layup for 2. Clark's got 4 this quarter.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Nene, the screen. Now here's Carter Williams. Not a lot of room. To the paint. And Okafor with the block. And Moore kicks to Diallo. And it's Miller in the corner. Hits the three-point bomb. 17 points in the game.
Where was the defense? You cannot leave a long-range sniper that wide open.
Got a piece of it. And the rebound paying off as they pick up 2 on the second chance bucket right there.
And not relying at all on the three-point shot. They may want to rethink about stretching the defense a bit like they did in that first half.
There's the screen. With 1 on the clock. Misses.
That's just all tenacity. You got to love it from Gordon. Not the biggest guy, but doing all he can to annoy shooters.
And so it's the New Orleans Pelicans. 13 points up at the end of the period. They've been playing some ferocious defense. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here. Let's take a listen now to Alvin Gentry.
I'm telling you, it's all about learning, okay? It's all about learning. If you play hard and compete and don't play passive, I don't care how many mistakes you make. I promise you that, okay?
In teaching mode right there, good bite with Alvin Gentry, letting his guys know, just try to get a little bit better each time out.
Yeah, I mean, developing players, molding their games, it is not easy. It takes a great deal of patience.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Fourth quarter on the court for the Rockets. Green is out there with P.J. Tucker. Then there's Gordon. Then it's Carter Williams. And it's Capella in at the 5, roaming the paint. Now here's Carter Williams. Jahlil Okafor unable to get his last shot to go. Gordon with the screen for Carter Williams. Screen by Capella. That's in, and the Pelican lead is cut to just 11 points in the basket from Carter Williams.
Great extension on the floor to Carter Williams, making sure no defender could block that one.
Okafor with the screen on Gordon. Moore dishes to Okafor.
I mean, even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly.
And the first one drops. And he can't hit the second. Rockets trail by 12. 1 minute now into this fourth quarter. Carter Williams can't get it to go. Payton against Carter Williams. Payton passes to Okafor. Here's Diallo to the paint. It's stolen by Capella. Now Carter Williams to the right side. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Well, there's no doubting how great Carter Williams passes the ball. He's a true point guard.
New Orleans leading by 9. Picked by Okafor. Miller outside. And Okafor has it in the corner. He kicks it to Payton. Diallo the pass to Payton. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that. And the Pelicans lead by 11. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. Carter Williams kicks to Capella. Now here's Tucker, guarded closely. Count it.
Love the grit on the offensive glass. Those are just effort points.
The Pelicans have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. Moore dishes to Payton. Diallo kicks to Miller. Out to the right wing. Here's Okafor. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. And that's now 9 points for Jahlil Okafor.
Better to be lucky than good. Got that shot to fall.
Carter Williams kicks it to Tucker. Green against Miller. Green passes to Capella. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Tucker. They get the rebound. And he makes the bucket. True contact and gets the whistle too.
Oh, man, Capella absolutely destroys the opposition on the offensive glass, using that gigantic body of his to snag down second chance opportunities.
Some changes for New Orleans. Davis is checked in for Okafor. Randall comes in for Diallo. And Mirotic subbed in for Darius Miller. The Rockets also changing it up. Ryan Anderson, he's checked in for P.J. Tucker. Anthony comes in for Green. And it's Paul in for Carter Williams.
One shot.
And that one misses.
Wow, and the big man Capella has proven to be a reliable role player, a strong physical presence who takes smart shots and contributes well on D.
Now here's Moore. Davis sets a screen. Moore against Gordon. Moore with the bucket. Look at the clock, a little under 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Moore against Gordon. Paul outside. Houston gets it back.
They are really crashing the offensive glass, and it's paying off for them.
It's good, and the New Orleans lead is cut down now to just 8 points with the basket from Anthony. Payton outside. He feeds it to Mirotic. Randall, a screen on Anthony. Here's Davis. That shot off the mark. And Houston the other way now. Paul kicks to Gordon. Over Moore. But they recover it.
And that's a nice job on the offensive glass there. That'll let them work the clock even more.
It's Davis with the drive. The Rockets pull it in. Capella's got rebound number 13 for him here tonight. With the shot. Paul can't get that one to fall. Pelicans leading by 8. Randall dishes to Davis. And now here comes Gordon leading the break. Pulls up on the elbow. will not go. This is off the front iron. For New Orleans, they've gone 3 of 8 here in the fourth quarter. They get it again. Davis misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake.
Well, Kev, I'm not sure if it's because he's shooting on the opposite side of the floor this half, but he just can't buy a bucket.
Shots good by Anthony.
He's making shots from that area, and the D is not respecting his range. They better respect it now.
And here is Payton following the three-pointer by Carmelo Anthony. Mirotic against Anthony. Pass to Moore. Out to Payton. New Orleans needs to get off a shot. And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Drew Holiday's checked in for E'Twaun Moore. James Harden, he's checked in for Houston. Rockets trail by 5. Paul outside. Takes a 3. And Harden gets it to go in on the assist by Paul. Harden's got 12 points in just the second half. Davis in the corner. Shoots over Capella. They need this one. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. And it's Houston on the break. Anderson with the ball.
Not really blessed with the length to be a big-time rim protector, but Randall gets most of his blocks by playing with energy.
Mirotic the screen. Payton passes to Mirotic. Back to Payton. No one near Randall as he lets it go. Buries the long-range jumper. And the Pelicans lead by 5. There's the lob to Harden. Nice catch and finish on the alley-oop.
And what an alley-oop. Those two read each other so well.
It's a play I'm sure they love to run. Davis sets a screen. Randall kicks to Davis. And he gets the bucket. Davis has got 20.
Yeah, he's had just one make in 7 attempts here in the fourth, not providing a whole lot of offense down the stretch.
Screen by Capella. Harden kicks to Anthony. And the 3 off target. New Orleans leading by 5 to the inside. Here's Randall. Good work defensively by Anthony. Paul kicks to Anderson. Dishes it to Harden. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And Chris, when you see Harden coming down the lane at you, there is a very short list of players who can instill that much fear. Pretty much him, Westbrook and LeBron. Each have their own style, and Harden's might be the most refined of all of them.
Well, that's why he gets to the line so much. His speed, his handles, his ability to pull back on the 3, his Euro step. When Harden gets going downhill like that, you just don't have an answer.
And both free throws good for James Harden.
He's so confident, so self-assured on every free throw he takes.
Pass to Mirotic. At the elbow, Randall. And Holiday has it in the corner. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And really the defense fouling there to prevent the layup, but that's exactly what you need to do.
That free throw good from Drew Holiday. He's perfect from the line this time.
And not a single free throw attempt in that first half, but he has been far more active since the break and drawn some fouls.
Paul dishes to Harden. Anthony with it, now guarded by Mirotic. Mirotic against Anthony. That's a 2 from Paul. The Rockets again can't hit.
Yeah, but the hand in the face, it's critical that you contest his shots every time down the floor.
Davis setting the pick for Mirotic. Back to Payton. Fires from deep. But they get it back.
They are really crashing the offensive glass, and it's paying off for them.
Just creating havoc for the opponents the last few games.
He has been unguardable. No one has been able to figure him out recently.
Now here's Paul. To the middle. Stolen away. Nice job to interrupt the alley-oop attempt there. Holiday inside the line. That's all good, and that's his 5th basket of the game. He's shooting 5 for 11 now. The feed to Harden. And a great assist by Paul as that one goes in. Harden's got 24 points.
A tough first half, but it's been a different story here since the break.
Randall a screen on Harden. Davis setting the pick for Payton. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in. And the Pelicans lead by 9. And here is Paul. Harden outside. Back to Paul. Feeds it to Capella. Payton with some nice D.
That's what we're talking about in terms of the activity level defensively. You got to protect the rim.
Well, that takes physical ability, good timing, those 2 things that he possesses.
Now here is Mirotic. They get a hand on it. And the foul called on Anthony Davis. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Rockets trail by 9. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
Screen by Capella. The 3 from Harden gets the 3-pointer to fall. 27 points for him.
Well, Harden's ability to stretch the floor is crucial. You love to see him drop in those perimeter jumpers.
Outside Holiday. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Shot on the wing, and it's off the back rim, no good.
Low percentage look on that one. Not sure what he was thinking.
Sometimes you get a little outside of yourself. You have to be a little more disciplined.
How about battling through the impact there and then willing that basketball in?
Free throw off from Payton. Rockets trail by 8. Anthony with room to shoot. Good, and Paul gets the assist. Paul's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. Now a timeout called by New Orleans. They're leading by 6. 1:31 left in the 4th. And now we've got a moment for our Jordan Player of the Game, Anthony Davis.
And guys, this really has been his night. He's done a lot of things well, but his scoring really put him over the top. You can see how determined he's been every time he's gotten his hands on the ball. Great drive and also great focus offensively.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Well, look, here's what Alvin Gentry told his team during the break. He still wants them to be aggressive and assertive on offense. He said, I don't want us to get content with this lead. Build on it. Don't give them any chance of getting back in this thing. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Lays it up and banks it in. Davis has got 9 points here in the second half.
And I love the momentum he's building. Last game, he was just as dominant.
And defensively, you know he's feeling good right now. And as the opposing team, you better adjust your scheme accordingly. Not quite airtight defense right there, but his release was a little bit off on the jump.
Payton kicks to Randall. 52 seconds left in the 4th quarter. 6 to shoot. Knocked away. The kick out to Holiday. Sinks the triple. And now it's an 11-point New Orleans lead.
And leaving nothing to chance here on this game-clinching run.
Yeah, that offense shifted into high gear. I love the attack mindset.
Now here's Paul. Screen by Capella. Harden, no good.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And Holiday has it in the corner. Mirotic the screen. And Holiday, here we go. Here's Randall. They get the rebound. The kick out to Holiday. So we see New Orleans taking the W here. Some good competition, but the hometown advantage and their ability to stay focused, I think, made the difference.
Yeah, and the first step in becoming a good team is your ability to win at home. And they really seem to revel in that opportunity. And this is what they came out to do.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. Jalil, here at home with a competitive matchup. What got you guys over the top tonight?
Just staying together as a team, playing as hard as we could. The fans were great, and we wanted to play good for them.
And you surely did, Jalil. Thanks a lot for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. We'll see you next time.